Hello, my name is James and welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News for September 4th, 2020. And on today's show, Robert Pattinson The Batman gets COVID-19. Say it ain't so, man. Oh, bummer. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Mulan has debuted on Disney Plus, and the critic reviews are in. They are a little bit mixed. We'll take a look at the tomato meter. And Tenet gets released in the theaters this weekend in the United States. We'll talk about some of the criticisms, and some people are saying that Tenet sucks. What? No, that can't be. We'll take a look at that, and we'll finish out the show with that today. But first up, let's talk about The Batman. Robert Pattinson's The Batman was slated for 2021, and yesterday I had reported that, somebody on the set was sick, so the production did in fact get shut down. We didn't know at the time, though, that it was Robert Pattinson. It wasn't until later in the evening that it was confirmed from some sources. I think it was Variety that eventually reported that, yeah, it was Robert Pattinson. So that was kind of a bummer. I'll pull up the article here. The production remains paused as cast and crew quarantine. So basically what happened here is that everybody that he came in contact with, like set, the lighters, the gaffers, the sound guys, other cast members, you got to quarantine those people as well for 14 days. So it's just not him. And I'm hoping that he's not going to get seriously sick here. If you go on and read some of the articles, this one has a little bit more detailed. Variety has. It says it's unclear yet if his symptoms are going to get really bad or if he's just asymptomatic, which means he has it, but he's not going to get sick, right? But he can still transmit it, which is just a real bad thing about this virus. You know, because you can have it, you may not get sick yourself, but you can pass it to somebody else. And they may not get sick, but the third person in the line may get sick and actually have some serious problems from this. It's just, there's still a lot about it that we're still grappling to get our understanding. But we know that quarantining and wearing masks will protect you from these kinds of, limit it, right? So that's what they're going to do. That's what they have to do, right? You can't risk everybody getting sick from it. And if it's only a 14-day break or so, I'm sure they can probably do something like the sports guys, like the NBA, where you have a quick test and you have to pass like 2 tests in 72 hours, 24 hours apart. I'm sure they could do something like that if it was only like one person, but since it could be more than just Robert Pattinson, like, you gotta just play it safe, guys. Play it safe, and I think that's the way that we should go. I don't think people should be jumping on the bandwagon just yet saying, oh, you should have been wearing your mask. We don't know that. I'm sure that he's going to be well taken care of because the studio, they'll have hit their insurance in on him, but they'll give him the best care that he can possibly get. So the release date is going to be still pushed back, I think, to October 1st, 2021, which puts it in the Halloween range for people, and I think that's fine. Hopefully they can get through this production and we won't have any more of this. But I just wanted to clear things up there from the reports yesterday, and now today we get some more clarifications. There were some reports this morning that they were going to try to resume without him, without Robert Pattinson, but they were going to use like a stand-in, like a body double. I can't seem to get confirmation about that. It does seem like they are still going to shut down for 14 days and not do that. I'm sure they can do some second unit stuff, which is just kind of like the action parts, the hand reaching for something, shots, those kinds of things. They can probably still do that, but nothing principal. I'm pretty sure that this pretty much talks about just principal photography. But that's it. That's the Batman news. So kind of a bummer way to end out the weekend. And let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Talking about some bummer news here. We're going to move on now to Mulan. Debuted today on Disney Plus, if you had the extra $30 to afford it. But as I reported yesterday, we are also on standby here for, like, in December. A lot of the Disney Plus people will get it for free in December. But for right now, you got to pay the extra $30. And the early reviews are in. So I thought we would take a look at the tomato meter and kind of get a vibe as to what's going on with this thing. All right. Mulan, 82%. Okay. Well, that's from the critics. Oh, the audience score is 43%. Yeah. Now, I do pay attention to a lot of critics out there. I have my critics that I trust. I think a lot of people watch Stuckman and Jeremy Johns. I think those are fairly trusted reviewers because people... Well, YouTube's algorithm likes to shove them down your throat because they have the most subscribers right now and everything like that. But some that I would say you might want to check out are, well, I think from people of that circle will know Dan Murrell. I would check out him. He's always got some great insights. Perry Nemiroff, I would listen to her reviews. And somebody from across the pond, Mark Kermode. I would trust his reviews too. And we'll talk a little bit more about him when it comes to Tenet. Okay, moving on here, just looking at some of the quick little blurbs here. Let's take a look at Alison Wilmore's from New York Magazine. If someone were to do a shot every time a character mentions honor, they would surely die of alcohol poisoning before the credits roll under a new recording of Reflection from Christina Aguilera, which I hear only plays at the end. Let's get somebody who says that it's fresh. Wait, was that fresh or was that rotten? I don't know how this side works, guys. It's roughly 90-year-old hero remains inspirational. As the wise old emperor said in the original film, you don't meet a girl like that every dynasty. So some people did like it. Here's the thing. It's $30, guys. And I'm going to eventually see this, but it's something that, well, maybe some of you guys are in the same boat like me. Yeah, you're just a little financially embarrassed and can't afford an extra $30 on top of your Disney Plus subscription already. But here on Deadline, it says Disney Plus Mulan release is now available on Amazon Fire TV in an 11th hour deal. So if you have Amazon Fire TV, maybe you'll be able to get it there too. Except you probably still have to pay that $30 premium. Ooh, $30. I guess if they're trying to make it so that if you're a family unit, then it makes sense for you to pay that $30. Because if you went to the theater, you're taking your children. There's going to be 3 of you minimum at least, because of mother, father, daughter, or mother, father, son, or maybe father and 2 kids, or whatever. Minimum 3 people. So $30 is, I don't know. It's still a lot of money. And if you're by yourself, single, then yeah, that's a lot of cheddar. What's this? Why protesters are calling for a boycott of Mulan following the film's release? What is this? What is that all about? Mulan. Pro-democracy boycott of Disney's Mulan builds online via Milk Tea Alliance. All right. So I looked into that, guys. I read this, and this is a lot of political stuff going on across the oceans. It has to do with some stuff in Hong Kong and the police and stuff like that, and the main actress. I'm not going to get too much into that. I just felt like, that's kind of an interesting little headline. Just be aware of it. Know that it's there. I don't think it really concerns us here in North America, but as movie fans and movie fans news of fans of movie news, I figured we would talk about that. And being fans of movies, it's time to talk about Tenet. Tenet opens up this weekend, and a lot of reviews are out there. So people have been somewhat mixed, and from what I understand, a lot of people still enjoy it, but people have said that they want to see it a second time because, well, it's just that intense. And it poses the question, well, did the filmmaker fail if you have to see it a second time to understand it, I'm going to weigh in on this. This was an idea floating around out there that I saw from Mark Kermode and others, but primarily he elaborated on it the best that I saw. If you don't know who he is, as I said before, he's a critic out of the UK, and he can rock an upright bass. Interestingly enough. But let me pull up the Rotten Tomatoes here for you guys. So the critics have it at 75%, audience at 84%. Here's the thing. You're going to like watching this movie because a lot of cool things happen. Like a lot of visually appetizing stuff happens. You're just like blown away by some of the things that are going on. And I can totally understand someone saying they didn't understand it because of the exposition, how things are explained. Sometimes people are reporting that the sound is too loud, that you can't understand the dialogue. That wasn't the case for me, but if that was the case for you, I can understand that. I haven't seen it in the IMAX showing, so it's totally possible. But as I said, I don't think that would be a big quibble because there's so much going on visually that you will want to be... You just want to watch it again because you want to see if you caught things. Because it's one of those films where it's like there's a simple spy film narrative going on that you can follow along with that, but then there's this time travel element that just gets really deep, and that's where people are saying that it's inaccessible because it's so detailed. A lot of it will go over your head, but it's not something that is like where it will ruin the movie for you, because the performances are good, the characters' chemistry is good, and I feel like, and Elizabeth Debicki, yeah, you're gonna like her in this film. I fell in love with her because of this film. And I want to see more from her. John David Washington is good, and Robert Pattinson will definitely he'll win you over for this film. It's weird though that we started off with Robert Pattinson Batman news and we're rounding out the day with Tenet and Robert Pattinson. I feel like let's take a look at some of these quick reviews by Brian Tuitt. Says both utterly dazzling and increasingly bewildering. All right, let's talk about that. If you're a movie fan out there and you're somebody who doesn't mind in the middle of a movie in the theater taking a text, responding to some Facebook messages, if you're that kind of person, you're going to have a tough time following this movie, because this movie is one that you do have to pay attention to. You won't want to go to the washroom because you feel like you'll miss something important. So if you're somebody who doesn't mind looking at your phone while you're supposed to be watching a movie, this one is going to be a tough watch for you. Because this one you do have to pay attention to what's going on. And would I say that sucks? Only if you're attached to this, which I am not. But anyway, Tenet. Does it suck? No, it doesn't suck. I think it's something that's going to get richer as you watch more and more of it, because there's going to be things going on in the background that you didn't know that you should be paying attention to, and you will see it the second time through and the third time through, and I can't wait to see it again. And that's pretty much the way that it's been. I want to know your thoughts. Should you be wearing your mask out in public when you go see Tenet this weekend? Yes. Are you rooting for Robert Pattinson to recover from this COVID situation quickly? I hope so, yes. And that's the week that has been. That's the day that has been in the realm of movie news. All right, that's it. YouTube is recommending a video for you to watch right there, and you can see my latest one just right here. My name is James, and you're watching Mirror Domain's Movie News. If you like what you've seen, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Right there.